Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This audio uses AI narration to present our original book analysis.
Ah, very cool.
Today, we're diving deep into John Green's The Fault in Our Stars,
Okay.
a story that has touched so many readers, and today we'll explore why.
All right.
Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as we uncover the poignant beauty and thought-provoking themes within this powerful novel.
The Fault in Our Stars, it has this incredible ability to tackle heavy themes, cancer, death, the meaning of life, but it does it with this blend of humor and wit and that genuine teenage angst that makes it so relatable.
Yeah, right from the beginning, Green throws us into Hazel's world. She's our cynical, sharp-witted narrator, a 16-year-old dealing with terminal cancer.
Right.
And we meet her at a support group in, of all places,
Oh, yeah.
a church basement.
The literal heart of Jesus, as the characters call it. It's almost ironic, right? This setting adds this layer of dark humor, highlighting the absurdity of searching for meaning and comfort when faced with a terminal illness.
It's in this setting we meet Augustus Gus Waters, a charming cancer survivor who has lost a leg to the disease. He's full of life, determined to make his mark on the world. And of course, completely smitten with Hazel.
Their first encounter is brilliant. Gus is drawn to Hazel's observation about the inevitability of oblivion.
Right.
It's such a stark contrast to the usual support group cliches, and it sparks this intellectual connection between them.
And who could forget that bold move, comparing Hazel to Natalie Portman? It's classic Gus.
Yeah.
But there's also this depth to him. The unlit pack of cigarettes he carries becomes this powerful metaphor.
Yeah, it represents his desire for control, especially over something that could ultimately kill him. It speaks volumes about his character and how he views life, even in the face of his own mortality.
And then there's an Imperial Affliction, the fictional book within the story that both Hazel and Gus are obsessed with.
This book becomes a symbol of their shared experience. It ends abruptly, leaving them desperate for answers, for closure. This shared longing is what ultimately leads them on this incredible adventure to meet the reclusive author, Peter Van Houten.
And that adventure takes them all the way to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Gus uses his wish to make this happen.
Wow.
Talk about a grand romantic gesture. But Amsterdam doesn't quite live up to the fairy tale they imagined.
Their encounter with Van Houten is a pivotal moment in the story. He's this bitter, disillusioned alcoholic who refuses to engage with their questions about the book. It's a brutal reality check for Hazel and Gus. They're forced to confront the limits of stories, the fact that even fiction can't always provide the answers we crave.
This trip, though, is about so much more than just meeting Van Houten. It's a journey of self-discovery for both Hazel and Gus. They face their fears, seize the day, and experience moments of pure joy and connection amidst the ever-present shadow of their illnesses.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of limitations, life can still be incredibly beautiful and meaningful.
But their journey takes a heartbreaking turn.
Yes, as Gus's cancer returns, more aggressive this time, this shatters the illusion of a happily ever after they briefly glimpsed in Amsterdam, forcing them to confront their deepest fears.
It's during this time, this difficult time, that we really see Gus's character shine through.
Right.
Even as he's facing his own mortality, he's worried about Hazel, about how his death will affect her.
His actions speak volumes about his love for her. He plans a pre-funeral, wanting to give both Hazel and Isaac a chance to say goodbye in their own way.
Right.
It's heartbreaking, yet there's this element of dark humor that is so typical of Gus.
That scene in the church basement
yeah.
is incredibly powerful. It captures the essence of their relationship. The love, the laughter, the shared pain, and the acceptance of their shared fate.
It also highlights Gus's need to exert control even over his own death. He wants to leave things on his terms, to offer comfort and closure to those he loves.
It makes me think about Gus's fascination with leaving a mark on the world. He was so consumed by the idea of mattering, of not being forgotten.
It's ironic, isn't it? Because The Fault in Our Stars itself ensures that both he and Hazel will live on in the hearts of readers. Their story transcends the boundaries of fiction, touching on universal truths about love, loss, and the search for meaning.
And then there's Isaac, Gus's best friend, who's losing his sight to cancer. His story adds another layer to the book's exploration of grief and loss.
Isaac's reaction is raw and visceral.
Yeah.
Remember the scene where he smashes Gus's basketball trophies?
Oh, right.
It's such a powerful expression of anger and pain. His way of coping is a stark contrast to Hazel's more introspective, philosophical approach.
It shows that there's no right or wrong way to grieve. Each character processes loss in their own way, highlighting the complexity of human emotions.
Yeah.
And then there's that lingering mystery, the missing pages from Gus's notebook.
Ah, yes. The pages Gus's father finds torn out after his death. It's implied that they contain a final message for Hazel, but they're never found. It's a classic John Green move, leaving us with unanswered questions, prompting us to reflect on the nature of unfinished stories.
It's as if Green is reminding us that life itself is full of unfinished stories, loose ends, and mysteries we may never solve.
But amidst the grief and unanswered questions, Hazel continues to search for those missing pages. It's her way of holding on to Gus, of trying to make sense of his death.
And as she searches for meaning in Gus's absence, her own health starts to decline, forcing her to confront her own mortality.
This is where Peter Van Houten re-enters the picture.
Okay.
After Gus's death, Hazel reaches out to Lidrie, Van Houten's former assistant, desperate for any piece of Gus she can find.
It makes sense. She's clinging to anything that might connect her to him,
Yeah.
to his memory.
And while Lidwie can't locate the missing pages, she reveals something profound. She tells Hazel that Gus had emailed Van Houten asking him to write a eulogy for Hazel.
Wow. Even in his final days, Gus was thinking about Hazel, about her future, wanting to provide her with comfort and solace.
It's a testament to the depth of his love. He wanted to make sure she had something beautiful to remember him by, even after he was gone.
It's incredibly touching. And then, to make things even more complicated, Van Houten himself shows up at Gus's funeral, offering Hazel a ride home.
The irony is palpable.
Yeah.
But during that car ride, something shifts. Hazel confronts Van Houten about his callous behavior, his inability to understand the pain of losing a child.
It turns out Van Houten has his own story of loss. He lost a daughter to cancer years ago, which explains his bitterness, his inability to engage with Hazel and Gus's questions about an Imperial Affliction.
Right.
He's been carrying this immense grief, this unresolved pain for years, and it's been poisoning him, preventing him from connecting with others or finding beauty in the world.
Right.
So in a way, both Van Houten and Hazel are grappling with similar losses, trying to find a way to live with the pain to move forward.
Exactly. And while Van Houten's path has been destructive, Hazel's journey, even in the face of her declining health, is one of resilience, of finding meaning in the midst of heartbreak.
It seems like everyone in this story, in their own way, is trying to find meaning, to understand how to keep living even when faced with such immense loss.
Absolutely. And The Fault in Our Stars doesn't offer any easy answers. Instead, it invites us to embrace the complexity of life, to acknowledge the pain, and to find beauty in the midst of it all. It's about learning to live with the absence, to cherish the memories, and to find a way to move forward, carrying the love and the lessons with us.
So it's not about forgetting Gus or pretending the pain isn't there.
No, it's about recognizing that grief and love can coexist. It's about accepting that our time on earth is finite and that the impact we have on others can continue long after we're gone.
And in the end, isn't that what Gus was searching for? To leave a mark on the world, to matter.
Precisely. And through Hazel's eyes, we see that he achieved that in a way he couldn't have imagined. He touched lives, changed perspectives, and his story continues to resonate with readers around the world.
The Fault in Our Stars isn't just a cancer story. It's a story about the power of love, the inevitability of loss, and the importance of finding meaning in a world that often feels meaningless. It's a story that stays with you long after you've finished the last page.
What's fascinating here is how Green manages to weave these profound themes into a narrative that's both heartbreaking and hopeful. He doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of cancer and death, but he also celebrates the beauty of life, the joy of human connection, and the enduring power of love.
And for those of you who haven't yet experienced this incredibly moving story, I highly recommend picking up a copy of The Fault in Our Stars. You can find a link to purchase the book in our show notes.
It's a book that will make you laugh, cry, and think deeply about life and what it means to truly live. And for more insightful book analyses like this one, be sure to subscribe to Mindful Moments.
Nourish your mind on the go.